I accidentally dyed my eyebrows black. I don't know why I thought that it's gonna... Nice. My eyes are up here.
I'm sorry. Not everybody fits in the bad bitch genre. It's a genre. Not everybody fits on the Rasta.
They caught their homie's current girlfriend cheating at the party on his birthday.
If someone puts me, like, drafts me in the military, I'm so sorry. I'm running the other way.
Do you think that men have a duty to defend you while you sleep? Do you think that men would be cowards if they did not go to the draft?
I don't necessarily think they'd be cowards.
Well, then who would protect you?
Couldn't tell you.
Do you think that men have a responsibility to show up for the draft if they're drafted? To defend the nation and make sure that you're protected?
Yes.
Well, then how come you don't?
If men who aren't drafted in the military don't protect us, I don't know who's going to protect us.
Right. So if they have that responsibility and they're cowards if they don't go to the draft, right? Somebody has to go. You prefer that it's them over you, right?
Yes.
That doesn't sound very equal. You're talking about feminism being part of this equality and anti-patriarchy. It would appear that the patriarchy is necessary because you want them to go and fight wars on your behalf so that you can sleep at night without having any troubles, right? And you don't want to go fight those wars.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No. No, we're not doing that. No. I don't know why you're into this, but we're stopping it right now.
So nothing bad happened? You didn't wreck it? You didn't hit anybody? You didn't run anybody over? You didn't get a speeding ticket? Wait, Jeffy, why are you making that face? Jeffy, did you get a speeding ticket?
If anyone cares, I now identify as bacon. 73% fat and salty as fuck.
This is Put a Finger Down, Places You Had Sex edition. In a car. In a hotel. In a shower. Someone else's house. A movie theater. A cemetery. School. Work. A park. A river, pool, or beach. Woods. Or in your own house.
I'm not saving Russell Wilson. He's one of the biggest simps of all time in American history. He goes down in American history as one of the biggest simps. And now people are like, he ain't a simp. He got Sierra. Look, Russell Wilson, the type of dude that wear a condom. He the type of dude that Sierra makes wear a condom because she don't want to go on birth control in their marriage. He probably has hit it raw 5 times. I've almost hit it raw as many times as Russell Wilson probably has hit Sierra raw.
You know that one outfit that you bring on vacation that you were so excited to wear, like more than all the other outfits you brought? This was mine.
Good men who have been through a lot in past relationships will stay single until they find someone who makes them feel valued, heard, respected, thought of, supported, and loved for who they really are.
Can someone tell me why it still hurts even when, like, you're getting back into dating and you feel more mature and you end things with someone after, like, a couple of dates? And, like, I've been on, like, 3 dates recently, like 3 dates with 3 different guys, but I've gone on, like, second dates with all of them, second or third dates, and I ended it with one guy, the other guy ended it with me, but I was gonna end it with him anyway, so that was mutual. And this other guy, you just can tell he doesn't feel it. And, like, I thought that because I'm more mature and because it's mutual, or because I'm making the decision, that it would be less hard and I would be less sad because it's early on and stuff. But I think when it's just stacked on top of each other, like, it adds up. Like, why am I crying? Like, does anybody else feel this way? Even just, like, when you feel like you're mostly healed and you're going back into dating, like, why does it still fucking hurt? I hate it out here.
So she throws out this video description like, I'm cringe, but I hate dating, with all these hashtags like dating 101, dating in your 20s, and nice seek dating. It's like she's trying to package her struggles as some quirky, relatable content. But let's be real here, she's missing the bigger picture. Women aren't built to sleep around, and her body knows it better than she does. Her body literally becomes sad, almost like it's waving a big red flag, screaming, hey, maybe it's time to settle down with the last guy. But guess what? That dude's already moved on, probably because she didn't know how to keep him around. There's no one out there giving her the nudge to actually maintain a relationship, and it's starting to show. On one hand, it's a good sign she can still pair bond her body's telling her to get it together. But on the other hand, it's like she's ignoring every hint her body's giving her. She's just dating, and I'm using that term very loosely, 3 guys in a row. And let's not kid ourselves, dating. In 304 code often means she's probably slept with them, especially after a breakup when she's on the rebound. If she keeps this up, every emotional connection she has will start to fade, and eventually every new guy will just be another swinging dick in her life, no deeper meaning, no real bond. This is why you've got at least 25% of women in the feminist West popping some kind of pill to numb the emotional damage that comes with being a 304. And don't even get me started on the anti-anxiety meds, they're just another way to keep the guilt of their lifestyle choices at bay. It's like putting a band-aid on a bullet wound temporary and totally missing the real issue.
Heartfelt story of how in 11th grade I became a school slut. I just moved across country and started at a new school. I had exactly one friend. We'll call her Shady, because she was a shady fucking bitch. She started dating a senior boy and didn't want to hang out with me, which is fine. But she got all these new cool friends and they didn't like me because I was new and a girl, and I guess that's enough reason. Well, Shady started telling everybody that I fucked a bunch of people, and I was like, what the heck? How? Who? I literally sit at home and watch Harry Potter. I have no friends. Nonetheless, they'd taunt me in the hallways and be like, you slut. Or they'd follow me to the classroom and be like, we're gonna beat your ass. They'd message me on Facebook and be like, we're gonna kill you. And I'd be like, why don't you like me? And they'd be like, die. And I'd be like, okay, fair enough. So I got tired of the bullshit. I was like, I'm gonna become the one thing they fear the most. A real whore. So shortly after, I made one other new friend. His name was Juan, and he was great, and I loved him, and he would invite me to all the parties. I'd go to these parties to get drunk and make out with the guys that these girls liked. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty petty, but yeah. So when I would return to school after the weekend, they'd be like, you're a whore. I'd be like, true. There's really no moral to the story, but if you can't go high, just go really fucking low and beat bitches at their own game.
I don't know what's crazier, the fact that this bird brain actually thinks bragging about being an where is a flex, or the idea that she's somehow proud of it. Let's be real when it comes to dating, being a self-proclaimed where is scraping the bottom of the barrel right down there with single mums who are trying to get back in the game. And here's the thing, when women start confessing stuff like this, you can bet they're not giving you the full story. So I highly doubt it was just some innocent making out at parties, especially where there's underage drinking involved. We all know what really goes down. She's basically set fire to her future, calling herself an like it's some badge of honor. But here's the kicker, no man worth his salt, no man she'd actually respect wants to be known as the sucker who married the neighborhood bike, the one everyone took a ride on for free. Sure, it's all fun and games now while she's still young and somewhat attractive. But wait till she hits that wall when reality hits harder than a brick and suddenly she realizes her true relationship value, which is, well, no value at all. Even now, at her age, any man with self-respect and value is going to think twice before committing to someone who proudly labels herself like that. Men love to feel special, to believe they're the one and only. And no amount of gaslighting or lying is going to change the fact that she's already outed herself. She's branded herself in a way that no self-respecting man is going to overlook. The clock's ticking, and when her looks start to fade, she'll be in for a harsh wake-up call, one that no amount of past fun is going to soften.
Why'd you stop going for the bad boys now at 29?
I'm 29, babe. Like, we're done. All about the good life, the soft life. I want to live well. Out on anything that causes me stress.
But why were you chasing that at 22 and 23?
Well, you're 22, 23. You don't know what the heck you're doing. You're just like, you think it's exciting, and it's like you realize after it's not actually exciting at all. You're like, all right, I'm out. I'm out on this.
Did you feel like back then a bad boy would be more able to protect you too, as opposed to a nice guy?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, I think back then you think it's exciting, and you think that you don't know what you want at that age, first of all. You don't know yourself well enough. Now you do. Now I'm like, all those guys, bye.
Welcome to the modern dating game, where the stakes are high and the rules are even wilder. Let's dive into the latest plot twist, the art of getting a male coworker fired by spinning up a web of baseless sexual assault allegations. Because, you know, if you're a woman, you could get a nice social media boost or start a GoFundMe if your story blows up. It's like playing Monopoly, but instead of collecting $200, you're collecting likes, follows, and a hefty dose of drama. From a modern woman's perspective, it might seem like a win-win. Sling some accusations, watch the drama unfold, and meanwhile, your social media following might just get a little extra boost. But hold up, men aren't all Homer Simpson we've caught onto the game. We're wise to the tactics and are starting to take precautions. It's why men are increasingly avoiding being alone with women at work without a third wheel or some good old CCTV keeping an eye on things. After all, if she decides to pull a fast one, at least you've got some backup. Here's where it gets even juicier. Modern women used to relish in the privilege of being approached by men without lifting a finger. But thanks to their own efforts to bite the hand that feeds them by labeling men as creepy for making even the slightest move, the game has changed. Men have gotten the memo and have decided to take a step back. And guess what? Women are now crying foul, lamenting the fact that men aren't approaching them anymore. So here's the kicker: women demanded that men stop approaching them, and when men actually listened and stopped, the same women started hating that men weren't approaching anymore. Talk about a plot twist. It's like ordering a pizza, getting it delivered, and then complaining that the pizza isn't showing up when you asked it to be removed from the menu. The lesson here? Actions have consequences. If you attack men for making a move, you might just end up in a world where men aren't making moves anymore. And let's face it, that's a scenario nobody really wanted.
Today I'm going to be showing you guys the most basic dorm room UCLA offers. And I want you guys to guess how much UCLA is charging their students to live in this dorm. So let me show you guys inside. Keep in mind, this is the smallest dorm at UCLA, and it is the cheapest. So welcome inside. Right when you come in, there's a bunch of storage. So let me show you guys inside. Come over here. You can see how much room. You can fit so many clothes inside, which is perfect. And you also have more space in here. So come along. Every person gets a bunk bed and a desk and then closet space, as I mentioned. So you can just keep coming along. I know it's really small, but this dorm actually has the best view. Let me show you. Let's see those dumpsters. Another thing to mention is that the students in this dorm rented the fridge and microwave from the university. It cost $600. Now, I have a question for you guys. How tall do you think I am? I can stand like this and touch both sides of the beds. So all of the rooms on this floor share this bathroom. And as you can see, there are a bunch of different stalls, so you will not need to wait for a turn in the shower. There is so much room in this bathroom, so although there are about 30 people sharing this bathroom, it is quite spacious. And as you go this way, it is where all of the toilets are.
Great.
Imagine
Well,
shelling
might,
out
but
$600
only
a
if they
month
find
just
a
to
way
live
use
like
it
the kids of a
against you.
deadbeat single
The
mom who can
legislation
barely
these
scrape
chicks have
by in a
signed off on
2-bedroom
for the
apartment.
last-
Picture it, at least 2 kids crammed into a room, bunk beds stacked up like they're at some kind of permanent sleepaway camp. And these aren't kids we're talking about, they're trading away their prime years for this. The kicker? All those years in college, and they end up as a barista at Starbucks because their fancy degrees, even from top schools like UCLA, are basically worthless in today's market. 50 years ago, women their age were already settling into their own homes, married to a hard-working man, building a life together. But then feminism swept in, and now this is the so-called progress we're seeing: grown adults sharing a tiny room with 4 other people like they're reliving their summer camp days. This isn't progress, it's regression wrapped up in a shiny feminist bow. Instead of building a life and a home, they're stuck sharing spaces and struggling to make ends meet, all while being told they're empowered. What a joke.
5 ways women lose a good man and how you can avoid it. Let's get into it, ladies. Number 1, taking them for granted. A man been so good to you for so long, you no longer see the value in him and what he does for you. Number 2, not communicating well or effectively, like expecting a man to read your mind and getting mad when he can't. Number 3, being dismissive about how your behavior makes him feel, or becoming overly defensive when you're being held accountable for your action. Rumor has it that women struggle with accountability. Number 4, being self-consumed and unwilling to compromise. Being so hyper-focused on your laundry list of needs, desires, wants, that you neglect his needs in the process. Remember, a relationship is not just about you or one person getting their needs met. And number 5, allowing your unaddressed trauma, your insecurity, make it hard for that man to enjoy his life and pursue his purpose in peace. Becoming insufferable.
The number 1 way to lose a good man? Start acting like one. Seriously, no guys out there thinking, wow, I really hope I find a girl who can out-macho me. What men want is a soft-spoken, feminine lady who brings peace and calm into their lives, not someone who feels like they're competing in a wrestling match every time they have a conversation. But every time this chick opens her mouth, it's like she's giving off those annoying take-out-the-trash vibes no matter what she's saying. She could be reciting poetry. And it would still feel like she's nagging you about the dishes. It's like her voice has that magical power to turn any man's day from chill to please give me earplugs. Honestly, these types of females need a mute button. Because the sound of silence is way more valuable than their non-stop bimbo chatter. The funniest part? She's talking about the most basic relationship stuff like it's some groundbreaking revelation. It just goes to show how tragic the dating scene has become in the West. Not a word about cooking, cleaning, or heaven forbid, actually making a man happy. Nope. It's all about her needs, her dreams, her everything. She's basically the star of her own one-woman show, and the guy is just there as an audience member who better clap on cue. Let's be real, any self-respecting man would rather listen to nails on a chalkboard than this kind of non-stop self-centered ranting. So, here's some advice for these ladies if you want to keep a good man. Maybe try being a little less about yourself and a little more about actually making your partner happy. Because at the end of the day, acting like a dude is the quickest way to end up single, talking to your cat about how men just can't handle a strong woman like you.
My biggest regret in life is getting my tubes tied. And it's not just because I want to get pregnant again. Doctors will promise you that it's not hormonal. It is. And it's caused my hair to fall out at a very alarming rate, weight gain, and not being able to lose that weight. And let's not even get started with the fucking periods. My periods are so bad after getting this procedure done that I have to get iron infusions because I'm severely anemic because of the amount of blood I am losing during my period. My doctor's solution, getting back on birth control to control the bleeding. That defeats the fucking purpose. I got this done so that I didn't need birth control because it's really bad for your body. Truth be told, I would have rather just stayed on birth control because the effects that this has had on me is worse. If you're on a birth control that you don't like, you can stop taking it or you can have it removed. Once you get your tubes tied, you're stuck unless you pay $6,000 to get them untied. And when I said that in my last video, because I made a video saying I regretted getting my tubes tied because I wanted more children, that is true. But I said that I wasn't paying $6,000 to have it reversed. Everybody was like, well, if you can't afford to pay $6,000, you can't afford to have another child. No, I just don't see a point in paying $6,000 for a 10-minute procedure that you only have a 50-50% chance of even getting pregnant again. Because doctors will tell you that there's a 75% chance you can get pregnant after getting them untied. My doctor told me it was way less than that. It was only about 50%. And that's another thing. These doctors are not fully transparent with you. I did a lot of research and I was aware of the negative side effects. When I brought it up to my doctor, he assured me that that's not true. And so I went ahead and got this done, and I wish I didn't. Depression. My depression is worse. Way worse. My anxiety is way worse. My mood swings is way worse. Most women who get this procedure end up needing a full hysterectomy. Speaking of hysterectomies, I would have gotten a hysterectomy, but most doctors will not do it unless it's medically necessary. I did my research because I really only wanted to go through with this because I was told that it was not hormonal. When you do your research, it'll tell you that it's not hormonal. And your doctors will tell you that it's not hormonal and that it does not affect your periods. It's a lie. It does affect your hormones tremendously. And if you read the comments on that video that I made, it's pinned, you will see that it affects your hormones. And all these things that your doctors promise it doesn't do, it does. And I know every woman's body is different. You know, some women get this procedure done and they have no issues. But there are a lot of risk factors that come with this, and they're very common. Sex drive. Since getting my tubes tied, I hate the thought of sex. I kind of have a case of a dry down there, okay? That's also very common. Most women end up being put back on birth control to control the bleeding, which again defeats the purpose and is what my doctor tried to get me to do. A lot of women experience depression, anxiety, lower sex drive, hair loss, all these different things. And doctors tell you that it's not because of hormones, but let me show you this. Some doctors speculate the lingering problems could be the result of hormone loss or other undiagnosed conditions. Hormone loss. How would that happen? I don't know, probably because getting your tubes tied affects your hormones. And I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do with their body. You know, it's your body. It may work really well for you. I'm just going off my experience, and I'm going off the experience of many other women who have commented the negative experiences they have had after getting their tubes tied. Doctors are not fully transparent with you. They don't tell you the truth. And when you look on Google to do your own research, one thing tells you it affects your hormones, one thing tells you it doesn't. There's no definite answer in anything. And obviously there's not going to be, because like I said, every woman's body is different. But these are just things that I want you to take into consideration if you are thinking about getting this procedure done, because I wish I hadn't.
Imagine this tying the tube sends a signal to the body that it's all downhill from here. The body's like, oh, no babies? All right, then why bother attracting a man? Let's just hit the self-destruct button early. And bam, hair's already falling out faster than the stock market on a bad day. Poor body doesn't know she did this so she can have more bedroom fun without the baby surprise. But hey, there's this natural thing called menopause, right? These modern feminists can't even wait that long. They're fast-tracking the whole process like they're late for a meeting. Modern feminism has somehow convinced women that critical body functions like periods are just pesky inconveniences. But here's the kicker: periods aren't just there to annoy you, they cleanse the body of toxins, which is one reason women typically outlive men. Who would have thought that stopping a natural body function might have serious side effects? Oh wait, anyone with a shred of common sense. But no, we're supposed to trust these doctors who are in bed with Big Pharma, literally and figuratively. It's not like they're getting kickbacks for every procedure or prescription they push, right? It's not like they've got a second sports car in the garage or medical school loans they're trying to pay off. And Big Pharma? Oh, they're totally innocent, except for hiring attractive female reps to flirt, schmooze, and let's be real, probably sleep with doctors to promote their products. So we're supposed to believe that messing with nature has no consequences? Please. It's like thinking you can unplug your fridge and still keep your ice cream from melting. Modern feminism can sell all the lies it wants, but the body doesn't care. It's going to react, and it's not going to be pretty.
Ladies, chivalry is absolutely dead. I've got female clients coming up to me telling me that men's dating behavior has changed, that they are no longer offering to pick them up, helping them in their jackets, or doing anything that a gentleman would do. And on top of that, most men do not want to commit towards a serious relationship. But the problem is, that is exactly what women want. Commitment. All that men are saying nowadays on dating apps is, hey, you want to Netflix and chill at mine? Or, hey, you want to hang out later? I'll come to yours. Whose fault is that? That is absolutely 100% our fault. That is purely women's fault. If you're going to their house after just a couple of days or a couple of weeks and doing what you gotta do, that is not proper dating behavior. Women make it way too easy for men nowadays to simply get laid. We are coming over to their house like a free pizza for them to enjoy. Who wants to put in effort for a free ordered pizza? Nobody, right? Why would he change that behavior? Men would be absolute idiots to put in more effort and get the same thing, right? Most likely, men after a few days, few weeks, they are already pulling back effort. No more text messages, no more good mornings, no more good nights. Most of the time, they won't even tell you that they don't want commitment. You are just feeling it. That is heart-wrenching, but so logical. You are feeling no effort, no commitment, low commitment, and hoping for things to change. I have a client who told me that he spent the night at her house, they did what they gotta do. In the morning, he had to leave a little bit earlier than she did. What did she do? She made him breakfast. Why are you doing that? What has he put on the table? For what are you doing that? You are doing that because you're building on potential and hoping that things might change. You're thinking to yourself, if I treat him the way I want to be treated, he will start understanding that I'm girlfriend material. You're thinking, if I have the best sex in the world with him, he will start committing more. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, honey, but it ain't gonna change. It is what it is, and he's not gonna start committing more. You are giving him full boyfriend privileges, hoping that he's going to be your boyfriend, whilst he is sure that all you are is a little fling. He is getting full content without any subscription. He's getting all the wifey privileges without putting in any wifey effort. He's not even putting in girlfriend effort. He's putting in zero effort. So if we want things to change in men's dating behavior, 2023, 24, 25, for all the future ladies in this world, we need to pull on one string. Now, what does that mean? The more commitment he puts in, the more effort you can add. If he tells you that he doesn't want a relationship, listen to him. Now, don't try to read between the lines and try to change him. Listen to what he's telling you. Accept it, say thank you, next, and move on gracefully. It's not about playing silly games like not answering his text messages for 3 hours or random things like that. It's about restoring an equilibrium of effort and equilibrium of commitment on both sides. You are not putting in more than you are getting. You have to wait for the guy to put in a little effort to then give him a little privilege. He puts in more effort, he gets more privileges. That is a natural way of building a healthy relationship. It's about knowing your worth. It's about not handing him over a free prize without him having to put in any effort. Don't forget, men biologically like to hunt. It's in their genes. If you're giving yourself away for free, it's nothing special to them. If you're making them work for it, the more that he has to put in effort, the more worthy you will be for him, the more special you will be. This is what you want. You want to be special and not a free pizza.
Oh, you've hit the nail on the head. It's wild how these dating coaches keep talking about how women are letting Chads and Tyrone hit it and quit it the day they meet, while demanding that regular guys, good, honest guys, jump through flaming hoops and drop stacks of cash just for a chance to date them. That's one big reason why chivalry is on life support. Men are realizing they're treating these 304s like they're high-class dames, and it's killing the game. Chivalry isn't just about holding doors open and paying for dinner. It's about respecting and valuing a lady who acts like a lady, polite, soft-spoken, cheerful, and honorable. That means no side dating, no flirting with anyone else while a guy's courting you. You're supposed to be all in with the man who's treating you like royalty. But nope. Instead, these women are out here demanding a fancy restaurant dinner with a $100 tab while they don't even bring anything to the table. Men are catching on and saying, why should I be chivalrous when you're not even cooking up a picnic basket or making an effort? Feminism is totally against the principles of chivalry. Yet these feminists love to bask in the perks of it. It's like they forget they're supposed to be strong and independent when they're dating. It's a total disconnect. What this dating coach is missing is that modern women are obsessed with the chase. They want to be the one who tames the bad boy or player. They go after men they're not even qualified to be with and thrive on the drama and trauma that comes with it. The more these top guys treat them like garbage and cheat on them, the more they're thrilled to be on that emotional roller coaster. It's like they're living in their own soap opera. And here's the kicker: these women aren't even giving Chads and Tyrone wife privileges. They're not cooking or cleaning, they're just enjoying the ride. So what's the deal? If they're not willing to put in the work and show they're worthy of the benefits they're demanding, then why should men bother with chivalry? It's a one-way street. And guess what? Men are finally saying, enough is enough.
I ain't doing that. I'm just going to suck it up, keep it pushing, thug it out. You know what I'm saying? That's the way what I do. I enjoy crying. I'm going to put it like that. I'd rather cry every now and then before I feel like I'm crazy and I gotta go sit and talk to somebody. Hell no, I ain't crazy. I'm just hurt. When the motherfuckers hurt, they cry.
Or the classic baddie turned single mum saga talk about a plot twist nobody wanted. She thought she'd be living the high life, letting bad boys hit it and quit it like it was a weekend hobby. Fast forward to now, and guess what? She's stuck with a lifetime membership to single motherhood because those guys didn't stick around after the fun and games were over. It's the ultimate massive cope move when she's out here trying to convince herself and everyone else that it's all good. But let's be real, no knight in shining armor is going to swoop in and save her from this mess, especially with the way things are going with the manosphere and MGTOW men going their own way trends. So while she's busy coping and putting up a brave front, the reality is setting in. She's dealing with a lifetime of responsibilities and there's no fairy tale ending in sight. It's a tough lesson in the real-world consequences of living fast and loose without considering the long-term impacts. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found value in this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Leave a comment and share this with others. See you in the next video. Until then, take care.